TIFU by hooking up with the person who conducted my job interview. Technically this all happened a few days ago, but I think it's still worth telling here. I scored a job interview that was scheduled for this past Monday at a place that I was pretty excited to be working at. I was super prepared, very qualified for the job, and I've been told I'm a good interviewee, so I was looking forward to the day. Well, that Friday before, I went out for some drinks with some friends. We went to a bar and came across a group of guys who were also enjoying some drinks. Our two parties became one party and there was quite a bit of intermingling going on. One guy in particular I was very fond of, and he seemed pretty fond of me. He was a little bit older than me, but not too much older that me or any of my friends thought it would be weird. So we flirted the whole night, and eventually as things were wrapping up at the bar he invited me back to his place. I figured, what the heck? I didn't have any plans for Saturday morning or anything. We went back to his place and did what two drunk flirts do when they're alone together. And not to get too descriptive or anything, but what we were doing was hot and heavy. We both just let the booze take over and got weird and wild with it. And not too long after we were done, we did it all over again. After that we were exhausted and passed out on the bed together. In the morning we both woke up and decided that the best thing to do was recapture the glory days one last time before parting ways. We knew we weren't exactly going to be any kind of item moving forward, so we were fine not seeing each other again after that. But 3 times in like 12 hours is an all-time record for me, so I thanked him for the experience. I then happily got on with my life and showed up for this interview on Monday ready to conquer the world. I found out I would be interviewed by 3 people. One very nice old lady, one middle-aged guy who tried to be tough but wasn't very good at it, and of course Mr. One Night Stand himself. As soon as we saw each other we both knew this wasn't going to be good. The interview, I feel anyway, went horribly. I couldn't think about anything other than the fact that someone in the room had seen me naked before. I stuttered. I had to ask them to repeat questions. I completely lost my train of thought halfway through an answer. And making eye contact with him? Forget about it. He was awkward about it too. He fumbled words and was sweating through his clothes a little bit. I could tell he was trying to just put it aside and treat me as if I was any other person. Interviewing for a job, I imagine it's kind of hard to see anyone as a potential subordinate when you've pulled their hair and spanked them already. So yeah, not sure if I'll be getting the job offer or not. Probably not. Even if I did, I don't know if I would be able to accept it. Would just lead to more awkwardness, I'm sure. Sucks because I really wanted this job. TLDR. Had a one-night stand with a guy only to then discover he would be interviewing me for a job a few days later, and would be my boss if I were hired. Remember op, if you're nervous, just imagine the audience naked. Ooh wait. That sucks. But if it were a smutty book I would definitely read it. You should have looked him straight in the eye. To establish dominance, both in bed and during the interview. Bosses like that. I don't understand. I would have felt so confident. What's he going to say? He was pleased and satisfied multiple times. TBH, I hope op gets the job lol. One night stand guy should have recused himself from the interview. I love this story. A job for a job. Please update when you get the job. You'll probably get it. You're already putting in the late nights to keep your boss happy. Doesn't matter. Had sex. On the contrary, the hair pulling and spanking really supports the subordinate relationship. Could be a very fun and healthy work culture. This kinda happened on the first episode of Grey's Anatomy. And that series has run for far too many seasons. When you've pulled their hair and spanked them already. Sounds like a subordinate to me. I imagine it's kind of hard to see anyone as a potential subordinate when you've pulled their hair and spanked them already. This is how you know a good subordinate emo. Something that could have been done in the moment. That type of situation can be a conflict of interest for both parties, resulting in potential issues with perceived discrimination or unfair treatment. You could have potentially shared openly that you know each other personally, not professionally, through some mutual friends, and that it might not be appropriate to interview with that person. Now if they're the hiring manager for the role, then you're Saul, unfortunately. Sometimes an interviewer has to recuse themselves due to potential conflict or other reasons. Non-solicitation, etc. It happens. That said, you didn't F up here. This is life. Take this and make a movie, series about it ASAP. Cheeky smiley face. Hey op, just a suggestion. If you are going to plagiarize, at least don't use something as low-hanging as Grey's Anatomy Episode 1.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.